Hello there, thank you for staying with us and welcome to another edition of Channels Beam on Channels Television. I'm Victor Matthias. Now, Nigeria's tech ecosystem has over the years witnessed a high level of growth and has also seen more citizens get connected online. However, as the saying goes, it is not over until you win. And there are still Nigerians yet to be on the internet grid, and more so, those on the grid have had one or two vices to contend with, while others have used the platform as a tool to propel themselves to higher grounds. Today on the program, we will be taking a deep dive into the UK government's partnership that has placed the development and adoption of digital inclusion as well as economic diversification through digital in Nigeria at the heart of its agenda. Plus, we will also be looking at how foreign interventions has helped in boosting the growth of Nigeria's tech ecosystem. But as always, before we get to all of that, let's first of all take a look at the social media trends in the past week.
There has been an outcry by Nigerians as unknown gunmen attacked a school in Kaduna and whisked away some students. A video of the abducted students has since been released by their captors, where they are seen urging the federal and Kaduna state governments to come to their rescue. As it is every year, one of the days set aside to celebrate mothers came around, and as always, the shower of love, care, support and appreciation came from various quarters. In addition to the messages, some added fancy dinners, gift cards, calls and cards to express their feelings on this special day to their mothers. The Afrobeat singer who won his first ever Grammy for the Best Global Music Album beat other strong contenders Antibalas, Bebel Gilberto, and Nushak Shankar and Tineri went to secure the top spot.
Well, there you go. Those were the trends in the past week. Of course, it was mixed reactions and mixed feelings for Nigerians. But you can be a part of the show from wherever you're watching around the world. Just tweet at us at Channels TV, at Channels Beam, at Vector_MBIDI. You can use the hashtags Channels Beam as well as Tech and Innovation. But now joining us to look at today's topic, we have with us Ben Llewellyn-Jones. He is the British Deputy High Commissioner in Lagos. He is an experienced diplomat who has worked in different parts of the world, including Nigeria, earlier in his career. He supports all UK priorities in Nigeria, but in particular, economic development, trade and investment, and he was awarded the Order of the British Empire by Her Majesty the Queen in 2009. It's a pleasure to have you on the program, Ben. Thanks for joining us. You joined us via Zoom from Lagos. Again, it's a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here, and I really appreciate you making time. Thanks.
Fantastic. All right, so let's let's begin with the drive, the drive behind your investment in digital access in Nigeria and also in the UK digital tech hub in Nigeria. What's the drive behind all of this investments in Nigeria?
Well, thanks very much. I mean, for us, we see tech as very, very much part of both Nigeria's present but also its future, and it's really important to economic development. And I think what we've seen both in Nigeria, but I think across the world, is that a 10% increase in economic activity can be linked, 10% increase in digital inclusion can be linked to a 1.4% growth in GDP. So our focus in Nigeria is really on encouraging that, supporting that, assisting that, particularly focused on inclusion and connectivity. Definitely important to get more people in a COVID-19, even post-COVID-19 environment, engaged in digital economic activity. Cybersecurity, that's key. There's no point putting people online if they're going to be at risk, if their financial situation's at risk. So cybersecurity to support that. And then really supporting a kind of sustainable digital ecosystem that can underpin that. So the network of connections across the world, the investment that can support that, connections to investors that can make that happen. I mean, it's part of our effort really with Nigeria on science and tech more broadly. It's not simply about tech, but science more broadly, supporting research partnerships, and really connecting to two countries that actually have a very long history of connection around some of these issues. Isn't perhaps as celebrated as it should be, but we definitely see that as part of our present, our future, and Nigeria's future really in terms of economic engagement.
Yeah, all right. So I mean, and all of this sounds pretty much kind of good to the ear. The support, the partnerships, you know, the connections to be made between those who need help and those who have help to offer. And also, like you said, the long history between the two countries. But in all of this, how would you quantify the impact that has been made so far?
So, I mean, a good way of looking at it is in respect of the support we've given to the ministry in respect of rights of way, rights of access. So, you know, we know that broadband can cost. It can cost in terms of putting it in place and so on. So the support we've given has helped to show why removing the costs of charging for digital access for those rights of way makes a massive difference to the ability of companies people to engage with digital, but also companies to take benefit from them. Similarly, the cybersecurity strategy makes a massive difference in helping people to feel safe and to engage. The basic digital literacy work that we've done has hit 10 northern states, roughly 1,400 beneficiaries so far, and it's meant that people who otherwise wouldn't really engage have been able to. And our Cyber Safe Foundation's helped 6,517 employees from roughly 3,000 SMEs to across 36 states plus FCT to engage in, you know, safe internet access. So it's made a difference, and we see tech as being, I mean, it's a larger part now of Nigeria's GDP than oil, which many people would dispute, but we know to be true. And I think it's growing, and it's an area in which you see more and more young Nigerians finding a way. And in today's current difficult economic climate, that's really important. So we think it's massively important, and our support's made a difference.
Yeah, indeed. So apart from the young Nigerians that are in this space, we also have women coming into this space in their numbers on a daily. And of course, yesterday was Mother's Day. Just last week we celebrated International Women's Day as well. So is there any specific programs for women who are interested in this space?
We have reached out to help women in this space, and it's part of our broader approach to celebrating to supporting women in Nigeria. We had a series of events last week to celebrate International Women's Day across the week, and I think really helping women in business and helping women in STEM, science, technology, is massively important. And we, for example, ahead of the UK Africa Investment Summit, which was last year, we had a series of 5 female Nigerian startups that went to the UK, connected with UK businesses, entrepreneurs there. We also more recently had a Future Females Business School program, which has impacted a wide range of women and supported 100 female businesses, led businesses in Nigeria. We've got a Ladies Who Launch program, which brought together 100 female business founders for a day of training, empowerment, and networking. And also Code Camp, which is a 6-month intensive software engineering program for women aimed at equipping participants with software development skills. So I mean, there's a lot that's there helping women, and also helping young women as well, helping girls. I mean, our programs which are focused on education too look at how we can approach and support school and school-ready children to make sure that both men and women are engaged. So for us, huge effort there to help women in this space.
One thing we kind of have seen in the past, of course, earlier on you made mention of the COVID-19 pandemic. So because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the future of work for quite a number of months and quite a long period has been remote. But at the same time, while you're making all of these investments, this trainings, these partnerships, and all of that, people would prefer, some would like to work remotely for companies outside of Nigeria. Again, like you talked about the economic impact that this would make, they would earn more because if they're earning in pounds or in dollars, but they're working from Nigeria. They don't have to, cross over. How employable will these people that you're training and you're giving all of this knowledge, how employable will they be in the global market?
Well, extremely employable. And we've seen, what we've also seen in the, not just at a very fundamental level, Nigerians becoming involved in the internet and digital economy. We've also seen some really high profile examples of, super Nigerian firms that are doing amazingly well, Paystack, Flutterwave. And I think what it's also shown is the human capital that underpins that, the kind of Nigerians who can engage in the wider digital market, and not least in some of the offshoring that we know and that you allude to that occurs when companies want to look at places around the world where they can place their offshore digital work. So very, very employable is the answer, and our programs are designed to support that as well, to make sure that people can access working with specific SMEs, working with those who wish to engage in some of those SMEs as well. But I think it's entirely possible, and I think it's part of changing Nigeria's reputation in the world as well. Too often when I speak to people who are not well informed, and I try and inform them better, of course, they say, well, this is just not possible in Nigeria. And we point them to the examples where it is possible, where it is happening, and frankly, where Nigeria is a good option for them in terms of how to deal with this and these issues, and to really make a difference. So I think Nigerian tech is really leading the way in many ways and showing what's possible.
Yeah, because I was just about to ask you what you think about Nigerian tech, but again, you've pretty much made a list of quite a number of those who have made global impact, Paystack, Flutterwave, just of recent, and all of that. But apart from those, which other innovations out of Nigeria, or what else would you say has caught your attention that, again, would give you more energy when you're speaking to people about Nigeria, telling them how robust the tech ecosystem is here?
Yeah, no, indeed. I think, those two are the kind of headline examples. But I think what you've also got are smaller SMEs, small entrepreneurs who we're engaging with through our tech hub here, who are looking at financial tech solutions, fintech solutions, engaged with the UK and the many kind of fintech organisations there that are emerging. You've also got, I think, investors looking in this space as well, who recognise that Nigeria, West Africa, but Nigeria specifically offers opportunity in a way that, as a growing market, that other parts of the world perhaps are more saturated and don't. I think you've also got, opportunity that's yet to be realised, and I'd point to a couple of things that might make it more possible, more helpful, to be honest. One would be if the sort of increased use of mobile money in Nigeria, if that could be supported. We recognise why it's difficult, why it's challenging, but we really think when we've seen mobile money take off, we've also seen the impact in digital space, digital services, people being very confident about what they receive, what they pay for. That would make a difference, I think. I think as well, sort of more, if you like, sandbox regulation, something the Bank of England encourages, to try and help and assist companies that are setting up some basic space around financial technology that helps companies to see a way ahead. And again, we hope to work with the Central Bank of Nigeria to encourage that approach too. We've done some work with them. But I think those two things would make a bigger difference, help some of the smaller players, not as big as Paystack or Flutterwave, not yet as big at least, to make a difference and to grow.
Well, so it's kind of good you made mention of the work you've done with the Central Bank of Nigeria, but what if you were to advise the Nigerian government in terms of things to do to make the tech ecosystem to be better than it is, what would that advice be as we wind down?
Yeah, so I think we talked about the rights of way and making sure that the physical infrastructure can be rolled out. I think more states need to do that. So all power to the ministry and its persuasion and arms. I think that would make a really huge difference to reach more states across Nigeria. Second thing, as I say, mobile money would make a massive difference. I know there's some mobile money in Nigeria, but compared to other parts of Africa, Kenya, and so on, it's just not in the same kind of scale, volume, and pace that we've seen, and we know what happens when that happens. I think thirdly, as I say, helping with that wider regulation to remove it, or at least at the very least to kind of regulate in a light touch way, I think would help and would support. And certainly from our perspective, we recognise the need for regulation, we recognise why it's important, but enabling regulation really. And again, I know the ministry is thinking about this. I think also, and I realise again that there's some controversy around this, but restarting the sale of SIM cards, for example, I think would help, would make a difference. I recognise why the NIN process is incredibly important, valuable, and so on. But at the moment, it's difficult for some of the entrepreneurs we know to really let go and to grow until that's changed, to be honest, until the audits are no longer an obstacle to them being able to see SIM cards sold and to see those kinds of spaces open up again. So from our perspective, there's a few things there, and we're very keen to work with and partner with the Nigerian authorities as they address them, and definitely see opportunity for Nigeria across the board if that's done.
Well, we can't wait for that work to happen, and of course for the Nigerian tech ecosystem to reap the benefits of that partnership that will come between the UK government as well as the Nigerian government, and also the private sector, those playing in the tech ecosystem as well, and also those receiving all of the trainings and those benefiting from the partnerships, the mentorships, and all of that. But I have to say thank you for joining us today on the program and sharing, giving us pretty much like an eagle-eye perception of what is going on in this partnership between the British High Commission and the Nigerian government, and also other partners in the tech ecosystem. Ben Llewellyn-Jones, you're the British Deputy High Commissioner.
Thank you very much indeed. Great to be with you.
Of course. We'll take a break. I'll be back in a moment with another perspective. Please stay with us. Now, thank you for staying with us. In addition to contributions made by the UK government, other foreign bodies, be it countries or private organizations, others have also played a big role in supporting the growth of Nigeria's tech ecosystem, be it by grants, by funding, mentorship programs, trainings, and even hardware support. But the question is, to what extent can it be said that it has helped the tech ecosystem? And joining us to answer this question is Bella Rose Iyere-Okogie. She is the head of content development team and the senior editor at Tech City. She is also a radio and TV host, an actor, and a YouTube content creator who has also carved a niche in the social media comedy scene with an alter ego she calls Not Bella Rose on Instagram, where she addresses national issues using satire. She joins us via Zoom from Lagos. Bella Rose, it's a pleasure to have you on the program today.
Hi, Victor. It is so good to be here. Happy March.
Well, happy March. Happy International Women's Day. Happy Mother's Day. And, of course, good to see you on the show as well.
Same here.
Well, I was kind of looking very well to be sure it's not Bella Rose we have on the show. Thankfully, it's Bella Rose. But let's just go ahead and start this show. So, I mean, just quickly give us an inkling as what the Nigerian tech ecosystem looked like before we started having interventions from foreign bodies, be it governments or even the tech giants or even private organizations and, you know, venture capitalists.
So it was majorly doing stuff because you loved it. It was a very passionate thing that many startup founders were doing at the time. They found that there were lots of things that Nigerians needed. And so because perhaps some had some international exposure, some had gone outside Nigeria and seen how things were being done. And they thought, we can have this in Nigeria as well. And so they would come back to Nigeria and kick off with some development. And of course, for some, it was just about making life easier for the average Nigerian. What can I do to make life easy for the next Nigerian, you know? And so a lot of all these things came up as a result of just being your brother's keeper. It came as a result of serious ideation and brainstorming, of course, from whether it was school or from solutions that you thought that your environment needed. So it was a passionate thing. I'm doing this because I want to solve a problem. I'm doing this because people around me need it. I may not have the money that I need just yet, but of course, that's where people get to understand the idea of bootstrapping, where you are asking one uncle from, you know, somewhere in the west or the east for money, and you're asking your friends around the country to please download your application or use it, you know, please be my early adopters, just help me use this thing, it's in a beta stage. And it was a passionate thing and everyone was involved. But I think that to a very large extent, the idea of investing and venture capitalism and, you know, funding were byproducts, because the talent existed, the ideas were there, then the funding and every other thing, the financial support then came on, because they already saw that these people are already engaging somehow. They are creating solutions. They are providing solutions to their environments as well. So we can definitely help them. And of course, because of the kinds of connections that some of these people were able to make, perhaps when they went out to do presentations or pitches and the likes, you could see that capacity was being built, and it was really an exciting thing to see. And of course, for some Nigerians, or very many Nigerians, the kinds of stories that people were beginning to tell, like the platform, that I edit, for instance, techcityng.com, we're trying to tell the stories of these people, because not everyone who perhaps feels like they can contribute financially or otherwise, perhaps know that these people actually exist. So it's also in telling the stories of these people that you're able to find that, oh, there is somebody perhaps in Texas, for instance, or someone in Gillingham, UK, who is willing to support this person because their stories are being told, and the solutions that they are preferring, whether in the form of a product or a service, an application or whatever, actually does exist. But it all started from a place of passion and a place of just wanting to help and make life easy for the next Nigerian.
And also, going by what you said, there was perhaps like an all-round effort also by those who were in the media space to also push those who were playing in the sector to the outer world. But from that period till now, I mean, a lot of dollars has come into Nigeria. And if I am correct, over 1 billion, almost 1.1 billion dollars has come into Nigeria since all of the tech boom started in Nigeria. So how would you say things have changed, or what are the visible changes that we can see?
We see that definitely more Nigerians, Nigeria is not as quote unquote traditional as we think Nigeria is. People actually want easy living. So when you have solutions, for instance, that help you send money from where you are in Lagos to somewhere that is maybe the farthest part of Nigeria in the north, for instance, you find that people actually need these solutions. You find that Nigerians who live in Nigeria actually want to buy stuff in France, for instance. And we see that all of these things is making life a lot easier for Nigerians. It is exposing us to so much more. It is exposing us to opportunities as well. A very perfect example comes to mind, and it's with regards to how even talent has also just changed. Nigerians are sitting in their homes in Nigeria, and they're able to study and actually work in some other part of the world without needing to travel anywhere. This definitely came with the tech boom, because we saw that lots of companies, again, it goes back to Nigerians going out there and seeing what is achievable and what is possible. So they came back to Nigeria and said, how about we do a fellowship for software developers, for instance? We'll educate you, we'll teach you, and you can work remotely, sit down in your country, but you can work for a company that's outside Nigeria. We saw that this happened. We saw fellowships, likes of Andela and other ones that may not be as popular, but they actually did show that Nigerians are talented people. They were making good money, still are making good money, and they are also using their talents on a global scale. We were able to see all of that. And even beyond that also, we see that competition is not a bad thing. We see that there are more than one startups existing in the same space, and they are doing slightly different things, but they are solving a problem, and they are also actually making money from it as well. And I think in a way, the tech ecosystem was able to demystify competition, where it's not as if, oh, I hate this person because I do what I'm doing. But it's, if I'm not doing something, and this person perhaps has the capacity to do that thing, they should go ahead and do it, and see how much wider the space can get, right? And how more scalable this service that we are providing to everyone can actually be used. So I'm doing one thing and it's serving only a group of people. The next person can run with that idea. Maybe it's fintech, for instance, and do the exact same thing. There was, of course, the advent, I think 2019 or so was the year of the fintech sector. Beyond even being able to make a lot of money, they really helped Nigerians save money. There are lots of solutions that I can start mentioning, from your car to your piggy vest to your bank.
Yeah.
So many of them were helping people save money. And then you will go to the market, for instance, and you will hear, market women, they're talking about how rewild me. And you're surprised, because you're like, do they actually know that these things work? And they know that these things work. So it really exposed us to a lot of things that we didn't think existed, so much that we had no idea was already happening. And it also made the number of internet users expand as well.
I mean, all right, obviously, I mean, like it's the World Wide Web, so it's wide enough to, have everyone on board. And from all of the stories you're giving, the sky, seems to be the limit. There's light at the end of the tunnel. And of course, we're going to have more success stories in the years to come by. But I have to say thank you for joining us today on the program, Bella Rose Iyere Okoje, Senior Editor at Tech City.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's now take a look at the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel in the past week.
The parade of a police corporal and other suspected ritualists and armed robbers kicks off this week's most viewed videos.
As I looked towards my right, and I saw a glittering figure, almost.
It is followed by the claim by Sir Victor Waifo that he did not run away as he recounted his experience with a mermaid.
No, I didn't run away. I only left.
Okay.
I only left when she had departed.
Okay.
Never run away with
One day I walked up to my dad.
Third place is taken by activist Aisha Yesufu, telling the age all her friends got married at.
Growing up in the ghetto and just watching all my friends getting married, by the age of 11, I had no girlfriend. All of them were all married off, and some of them married as young as 9 years.
The tanker explosion on the Otedola Bridge in Lagos in 2018 comes in second.
Friends of mine who have embodied characteristics.
The most viewed video in the past week is the revelation by American actor Wesley Snipes on how his visit to Nigeria helped shape his role in coming to America too.
My first visit to Nigeria was when I was doing a Broadway play that was written by the great poet, writer, laureate, Wole Soyinka. So ever since then, I picked up little things.
That's our show this week. Thank you for watching. I'm Victor Matthias. Bye for now.